Hey everybody, just doing a little bit of a post-holiday update. I realize New Year's is coming up and we're still in the holiday season, but I thought I'd wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I realize that's over. I've been away for a few days with the family in the mountains, just really having some downtime. So I haven't really had any time to hobby since Christmas, but thought I'd just show something that I'm going to be doing a review on pretty soon that I got for Christmas. Because we were away and we spent a bit of coin on going away for the holidays, we kind of kept Christmas for the most part pretty small this year. So I don't have a whole lot of loot to really talk about, but I thought I'd just give a little bit of a update on what I'm going to be doing on the table over the next bit. And I wanted to talk specifically today about Sharp Practice because I had my first game of Sharp Practice 2, which was really amazing. It was actually quite amazing. I'm so glad that I've gotten into it, but I'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah, I guess I'll start with just mentioning a couple of things that I did get for loot, and I'm going to do a bit of a review on here on the channel. I had gotten some boats and canoes for Musket and Tomahawks, and potentially Sharp Practice, but mainly I got them for Musket and Tomahawks. So I got, I'll just show them. That'll be a lot easier. So I got a large, let's see if I get this on the screen here. It is a large colonial bateau. That's what it says, bateau. And so it can fit quite a good size unit in there, actually. This is a good large one. Doesn't come with a swivel gun or anything like that, but I'm looking at probably magnetizing a swivel gun on it at one point. I'm going to review these, so I'm not going to show it. The one thing I will say is that they're not MDF. They're actually, they're kind of like a laser cut balsa wood. They're kind of like a wood, which is really, really nice. It looks like it's really good quality. But I'll review the materials and instructions and all that stuff. I also got a medium colonial bateau. So could fit a smaller unit actually in it. But also pretty good size actually. Medium colonial bateau. And I got a small canoe. But having said that, could fit a standard size unit of Musket and Tomahawks in this small canoe. So very good from my perspective. And I got a large canoe, quite big actually, and I'm expecting that 2 units of Musket and Tomahawks could fit in there quite reasonably. And so I'm very excited. I'm going to actually at least build one of these today. And I'm looking at putting one together. They look pretty simple, but I'm going to do the review. We'll go from there. As far as wargaming stuff, I had something that I ordered for myself for Christmas. That was sort of a reasonable purchase that didn't make it to me from the UK in time, so I won't be going over that today. But beyond that, I don't really have any other wargaming loot, for Christmas to show. But for those of you that are longtime viewers of the channel, my wife did get me a Woodford Reserve double-barreled bourbon, double oaked. So it's actually their special reserve, and this is really, I try to keep my channel family friendly here, and I encourage drinking responsibly. This is sort of a dessert for me in the winter. I like to have a little bit at the end of the day. This is my favorite Kentucky bourbon whiskey. Those of you probably know I enjoy Scotch, and but I also like bourbon, and this is my favorite bourbon, Woodford Reserve. And so, yeah, that was a really nice gift, and always welcome to get as a gift. So that was very cool. On the painting table, I know I should be going right back to my goblins, and I am itching and in my mind thinking about doing my goblins right now, but having just played some Sharps Practice recently, and I'm playing a game on New Year's Day with my buddy. My family are going out of town because I'm working over the New Year's, but it just so happens that even though I'm working over New Year's Day I have off. but my family will be out of town with relatives celebrating the whole New Year's weekend. And so what's really worked out, which is great, is my buddy, oftentimes his name's Steve, he kind of comments on the channel sometimes. He and I are going to be doing a game, at least Steve, maybe even and a couple, maybe even more friends, but essentially we're going to do sharp practice on New Year's Day, which is awesome. Because I've got this sort of sharp practice bug, and I've been playing a lot of Musket and Tomahawks lately too. It's not, I haven't dropped the black powder by any means. I have this stuff that's just like on the table that I've built and just said I'm going to do that, but just have not gotten to it because I've always had something coming in front of it. And so one of them, I think I might have showed already, is I've got this limber. And so for Musket and Tomahawks and sharp practice, I want to get this limber done for my artillery. I've got 2 British Grenadiers. One of them's an NCO and one of them's musician, to just bring my unit of 8 up to 10 and give it the ability to have a leader. And so I want to get that done. And I know it's mainly historical that I want to do, but I've also got Deadpool, who's red, just like my British Grenadiers. And so I want to get Deadpool done for the Marvel game because I've just got him on the desk like sort of around the same time, already primed and ready to go. And I've got some French artillery that I've not gotten to, and I'm really looking forward to painting up the red artillery uniform for the French and getting my French 4-pounder, which coincidentally is bigger than my British 6-pounder. It's just, I've said this in the past, but it's supposed to be the different weights and measures that they used at the time made the numbers not really equal. Like, so you can't look at like the different numbers for the various colonial artillery and just say that they're equivalent. And I've got my American Church. So at a minimum, I mean, I'm going to start the American Church, get it constructed and primed and stuff, and start painting all of these that I have here. That's the next thing I'm going to do. And then after that, well, that doesn't count because I'm going to do this first in this review. But then after that, I'm going to hit my Orcs and Goblins, or I should say my Goblins. I don't really have any Orcs that I'm doing for it right now. But getting my Age of Sigmar pretty much finished. Once I get these 60 done in their HQ, then I really just have some Goblin Wolf Riders and some of the nasty Skulkers, like the sneaky guys. And I'm pretty close to being done with what I want to start with to play Age of Sigmar. And so that's going to take me a little bit. I really have a lot of stuff I want to do for Sharps Practice and Musket and Tomahawks. And so I want to sort of push on this and get this sort of completed so I can play Age of Sigmar finally. Use it also for any other Warhammer Fantasy battles that I want. I think next up after the Orcs and Goblins is I'll be doing some Malifaux. I want to paint that one crew. That shouldn't take me very long. And then after that, I'm probably looking, solidly focusing on black powder for a while. Because I'm looking at getting more stuff and just really working on some more terrain and more stuff to do the black powder skirmish gaming, both Musket and Tomahawks and Sharps Practice. Now, to speak specifically about the Sharps Practice, I'm going to do a series on Musket and Tomahawk versus Sharps Practice for people that are looking at getting into black powder skirmish gaming. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. In the intro, I'll talk quite a bit about it, but I'm actually expecting that my view is going to be that they both have positives and negatives and they're both great games. Musket and Tomahawks is my favorite game, to play for tabletop, I'd have to say. But having only played one game of Sharps Practice, I really can't change my view on that because I just have so much time with Musket and Tomahawks and I just need to play the Sharps Practice more. Having said that, I really enjoyed the Sharp Practice game and it is very different. Like, I think it's going to make a great versus series because they both bring so much and so much to the table, literally, and different, in the kind of games that they are. Despite the fact that they're both in the black powder era and skirmish games. And so, like I said, I really enjoyed it. It was good to, after having gone through the rules a couple of times, it was good to get some models on the table and just go through it. I could really talk about it a lot, but I'm not going to at this point. I'm going to play this next game this Sunday, on New Year's Day and have some more time with the game under my belt. And then I'm going to go through a pretty good sized series that goes through not only the materials, but I think I'll focus a video on major components of a skirmish game. So like we'll have like a video, you know, on firing, on movement, on maybe the narrative and building the narrative and how each game does that, you know, the rules themselves, the feel of the game, you know, in various respects, you know, how it ties to the history, things like that. I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually do a pretty solid comparison. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on at Harry C. Productions. I think don't have too much more to say than that. I hope everybody's having a great holiday. I know the videos have slowed down. It looks like that usually happens over the holiday season. But, you know, I'll likely have some stuff up through New Year's. So, yeah, hope everyone's having either a good time off, or hopefully you're at least getting some time in for hobbying if you're caught at home and still working and stuff. So, all right, take care, everybody.